Apparently, I've lived anything but a normal life. That is according to my friends. My stories of dating, sex, and life in general tend to make them laugh, and for years, they've told me I needed to share them with the world. So I decided that in the middle of a pandemic, it was a great time to start a podcast about the things that, well, entertain me. So grab a cocktail with us and welcome to the hot mess that is my life as an almost 40-year-old single makeup artist living in a college town in Florida. This is Kara's Lipstick Diary. I can't believe we're actually back doing a second episode. And the amazing thing is this is like the most controversial and anticipated episode, and yet I've only released one episode, so I'm not sure how that's possible. But we have gone through major fires to actually produce this episode. Crazy stuff has happened, but I also have people literally stopping me on the street wanting this episode to come out. So I am extremely excited that we are going to today talk about female pleasure, and we're going to talk about all the different things having to do with it, how we have a very sort of male heterosexual centric teachings of how sex goes about and what all to expect from sex. And we don't really talk about women's pleasure when we're doing sexual education and just in society in general. And it causes a lot of issues. So today we're going to talk about female pleasure, how we get there, different things we can use to accomplish that, and some of the experiences that, women experience with men in bed. So I am beyond thrilled that my dear friend Crysta is here with me today. She is a total lifesaver because she jumped into this spot real last minute. So thank you so much, Crysta, for coming on.
No, thank you for having me. I was like, I kind of low-key wanted to do this episode anyway.
Yes.
So answer is always forever going to be yes to any episode. Y'all, I hope you love me. Get used to me. You'll probably see me again.
I hope so, because you're a lot of fun. So let's get started. We have our cocktails, and that's how we're going to start every episode. I don't really know what this is. I read some directions for it online. I tried it last night. I didn't particularly like it, so I made some changes. Is it palatable?
It's good.
Is it good?
There's a lot of mint you put on this garnish.
Well, it said put a sprig in. I didn't know what a sprig was. So I just stuck a thing of mint in it.
Yes, she really did.
And there's glitter in these drinks again, because, that's basically the way I roll. There's glitter in everything. So back in the day, many moons ago, I was actually a sex ed teacher. Kind of crazy, right? It's really weird that I was a sex ed teacher. I did it for 3 school years. And I did it through issue-based improv, which is even weirder, super bizarre. But I realized, looking back at my sexual education, as well as when I taught sex ed, we never talked about female pleasure.
No. And
at all.
No, you don't talk about it. And literally still to this day, some men don't know the hole that we use the bathroom with is a different area.
Yeah, and that, where to stick their penis. Or, I had a dude ask me to open my vagina and made opening and clothing mouth faces at me as though my vagina was on a hinge.
So you don't just
it doesn't do that, guys. We don't have a hinge on our vagina. I'm sorry.
It's just there.
I've had guys aim above my clitoris and not understand how they couldn't get in. And I'm like,
because you're not hitting my belly button?
Yeah, you're wrong. You are so in the wrong place.
The worst area you could literally be for this.
Right. And I'm like, you're kind of just pounding your dick into a bone on my body. Not really sure what you're trying to accomplish. So I'm blown away at the lack of female anatomy that is understood. And then, so when I taught sex ed, we had to do this thing called a condom relay. Weird, right? And you had to go through all the steps of sex in a relay form. The steps were,
oh God,
talk about sex, get permission to have sex.
At least they talk
we got permission, but then it went straight to male erection, put condom on, insert penis into vagina, ejaculate, remove penis, and take off condom.
And throw it away.
Don't reuse it. Don't put it in the toilet.
Don't put it in the toilet. Don't reuse it.
Right. Don't reuse it. But we literally skipped over anything before. We went male erection to penetration and nothing else.
Right. It's no foreplay.
None.
Not there's a little thing that we have down there that we really like.
And it's going to make it a lot easier for you to stick your penis in me if you have caused some form of arousal with me. Just going to go in easier. And also, it's so heterocentric because what we call foreplay in heterosexual sex is sex for lesbians. So why aren't we calling foreplay sex and acknowledging the importance of that?
I didn't really ever think about that.
Right? Because we don't.
It's just sex. It's really just part of sex. I don't really use the word foreplay. It's kind of weird.
It's sex. It's just part of sex. And dudes, you're going to get a much better performance when you actually go to penetrate. If a girl has already is relaxed,
comfortable,
wet, has performed, had her own orgasm already. Because, okay, question for you. Do you have orgasms from penetration?
Yes.
But is it fortunate. First off?
No.
Yeah, right.
No.
It doesn't just
No.
You pound it in, it ain't going to happen.
No.
I can achieve one if I've already had clitoral stimulation.
Yeah, then I guess I didn't really think about that. Yeah,
right. It only happens, only way I can have it is if I've had clitoral stimulation beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
And 90 something, I think it's something like 98% of women are not going to have an orgasm from penetration. It's an insanely high
it's very
percentage.
Normal.
So the fact that we are not addressing how women are actually going to achieve pleasure in sex means that many women,
they also don't know.
They don't know. I have talked to so many women who are married who have never experienced an orgasm during sex and don't enjoy sex because of it.
Well, I mean, that's understandable because you've never had an orgasm.
Right.
But also, I mean, does the dude go down there and try to do the ABCDFG down there where that doesn't work? And you need to this is how you do it.
How many guys have you been with who will come up and you're wearing jeans and they start rubbing right here? Ugh, what are you doing? You've accomplished nothing. You're just chafing me.
Get away from me.
Literally, I'm just getting chafed. That literally has accomplished nothing.
Get away from me.
It just kind of hurts, after a while.
Yeah, you're this is now rug burn,
yeah.
And now you can't go in there at all.
Right,
thank you.
Exactly.
Most women
you
don't have a lot
nowhere
down there.
near my clitoris. Nowhere near.
And God forbid you're not wearing any underwear and you're bare down there.
Right. And then the denim.
Right.
Then the denim is just rubbing. It's just not, this is not what we do, y'all. Now, I remember also being told, my mother told me when I was in my 20s not to use vibrators because I would never be able to have an orgasm with men. Yes, I would lose sensation.
Yeah, I've heard that.
That is bullshit.
Yeah, that's a damn lie.
It actually teaches you how to have sensation.
Yes.
It is extremely important. And so here's the other thing. I didn't know women could masturbate until I was in college and I overheard a senior girl talking about it. And I was like, wait, what? Wait,
we can do this to ourselves.
Women can masturbate? I've heard about guys masturbating.
But how do you do
something to do with a sock and wet dreams.
Lotion.
Kleenex. I've heard all of this. I have no idea anything about female masturbation. And I remember going home to my dorm room that night and waiting for my roommate to leave.
And being explore.
What do I do? How do I masturbate?
And you didn't have Google. You could have been how do I masturbate as a woman?
Literally. And then the Sex and the City episode came out where Charlotte becomes obsessed with a rabbit and doesn't leave bed. And I was like, okay, now there's something called a rabbit. What is a rabbit? Where do I find a rabbit?
AdamandEve.com.
Right. Well, and that was that didn't exist.
Right.
I was I went to school in Orlando and we had, I think it was called Fair Villa. It was this 3-story sex shop and we would go there.
That's a lot of stories.
It was a lot of stories of sex toys. But the very first vibrator I ever got was something like this. This is not my first one.
That looks
I've
that's
my
first
it's
one
the pocket
too.
rocket. I think this is every girl's first vibrator. And it's actually quite effective.
They're easy. They're quick.
Very easy. Total clitoral stimulation.
Is that the one that has a different top?
Yeah, you can switch out the tops. It's great. Definitely still have one in my collection because it's quiet.
You can be traveling.
The battery. Because also all these ones we charge now are great, except for the fact that I forget to charge them.
And then you're so close and you're
right. And I'm well, never mind. So this is nice that it just takes a battery and I can go get a new battery. But I decided we're going to talk about some of these toys.
I am so ready for this, y'all. You have no idea.
This is kind of, I love sex toys.
I literally sent her a link yesterday with the sex toys that are after makeup. So it's a lipstick that actually looks like a lipstick.
Right?
And all that kind of stuff.
Womanizer came out with one of those and it's not available anymore. Womanizer, I need you to bring back that lipstick because I never got it.
Rude.
I really wanted it.
Bedroom candy.
I really needed it. But yeah, sex toys are like kind of key because it really does sort of like teach you what your body likes. Men do not be intimidated by sex toys. Like
That's the
you
biggest
should
problem,
actually incorporate it into your sexual interactions with your female.
She's not going to replace you.
No, she's really not going to replace you because like
the vibrator.
There's a different sensation with having actual just like intercourse, like the man's body on you type of thing.
And a dildo doesn't feel like a dick.
No,
I don't care what they do.
And
it's
like
not
I say,
the same.
and most of us, like I don't use ones very often that have penetration.
Same. That's not really my jam.
Clitoral, and I'm not going in and out with it.
That's a lot of work.
When I like read porn and like it's talking about how like she's fingering herself going in and out, I'm like, bullshit, she is.
I like that you read porn.
Oh, I do. Literotica. It's great. Literotica is like my favorite thing.
That's amazing.
Like it actually like comes up so often on my phone that it's one of the most favorited things on my phone, and my phone knows that I like reading porn.
Here's a new one.
Yeah, like it doesn't do that, but it's like bookmarked without me bookmarking it. It's bad. But like it always like I can always tell when like a dude wrote it because they'll talk about like when you finger yourself, and I'm like, that's not really. I don't know many women who
Should
do
those
that.
who do that,
God bless you. I'm kind of jealous.
I wish I had the endurance.
Well, I also
that.
don't have the like angle. Like it's a
no.
little complicated.
Yeah, and I'm left-handed. I feel like that's a reason.
It's really, and I have to say, even like sex toys that have penetration, it's not as enjoyable.
No.
So I do have to say, I purchased this one for the show to do some research. It's like supposed to be like award winning, all this shit, and like it's massive. It's like literally like the size of my head. It weighs a lot.
Let me see.
Like it weighs a whole lot.
Oh yeah, that's
it's like really intimidating.
You have to like dedicate yourself to this.
Really. And so here's the thing. It's adjustable. Here, we also have to show like what it does.
Oh yeah, this is a very important part.
This is like this whole thing is so intimidating to me. So
it looks like a giant
clitoral suction, which if you have not tried clitoral suction is like the greatest thing in the world. Clitoral suction is absolutely amazing, but this one is not the strongest clitoral suction. Like it's okay.
It's just like a light guy.
But then this looks like a book light.
It does.
This does this.
That was
which is legit kind of terrifying, and it's very hard.
Oh,
it's like a hard bead in there. And so you're supposed to like make this fit in your body, and it's supposed to hit your G-spot. The only thing is it literally felt like it was ripping my vagina open when I used it.
Like, it's not like it's big. It's just like, why isn't it like soft and padded?
Feel that thing. It's
I can
like
see
aggressive.
there's like ridges.
And
it also doesn't go it goes at a really weird speed.
Oh, you can change the speed. You can change the like where it goes, all of this different stuff. I tried it twice. It was okay, but like literally like
3 stars.
Yeah, I mean it may even be less than that because I had like full on like oh my god pain a couple of times, and I was like it's not supposed to cause pain. So that I don't spend the money. This is like a freaking $250 like toy. So
burn it.
Don't waste your money. Here's another one that's like
I've seen those, but I've never experienced one of those.
Waste of your money. It's super pretty, like it's super
gorgeous.
pretty, and it's supposed to make it feel sort of like someone's going down on you. It's supposed to feel like a tongue. It's interesting.
I just like how cute it is.
It's interesting.
It could be a bangle.
It never got me off though.
Does it go faster than that?
Oh yeah, it does all sorts of speeds and patterns and all that fun stuff. But it just
and you have to hold it there.
Almost goes like around your clitoris instead of on your clitoris.
Yeah, it's just moving it in a circle.
We're literally like going around my clit. Like,
I need you to stay on this.
Hit my clit. So that one again, yeah, it's cute. It's very prettily designed.
That's one of the newest things now with sex toys is they
look like art.
Yeah,
because this is
kind of a huge industry.
This is more what they sort of used to look like. Like
yeah, that's like
and this is if you're going for all 3 forms of sexual stimulation.
Good for you. That's dedication. That is dedication.
This is dedication. This is definitely dedication. Again, it vibrates. Again, the issue is though trying to make it actually fit the right angle to go hit your clit. Go in your vagina, go in your ass. It's a little more challenging to like, it's like trying to like angle it properly.
And then you don't have much of a handle.
No,
there's no handle. You
want
a handle because you feel like you're holding like a corkscrew.
Right, and you're like this is, hey, we're getting it in there. And I enjoy anal, but this is not really working for me. Like,
yeah.
It's a little, again, it's too complicated.
Yeah,
like,
I just feel like that's a lot of wands.
Yeah, and I mean, here's what so Womanizer, I'm going to bring them up a lot because they're my favorite brand.
That's a goodie right there.
Right. This is the one that they came out with that like is their duo. Mm-hmm. And it's better than this duo from whatever brand this is.
Notice the size difference, the sleekness of this
like,
instead.
Let's discuss this. Yeah, this is terrifying. Like, this I don't want near my vagina ever again. This one is pretty fancy. It's got gold trim on it. It's
love
really
black and gold.
It's so elegant.
It really is.
Dildo.
Look how beautiful this is.
But this one is much more enjoyable. It's got the suction again, which is like all the trend. And by the way, if you have not tried suction, it's life-changing.
Everybody, just do it.
Like
just
this
do
is
it.
the original style,
that's
like
the
Womanizer.
old school.
This is and I'm just gonna go back. This is the one that like tried and true. If you're gonna buy one, buy this one. It is amazing.
Let me feel. I want to feel the suction on this one.
Have you not used that one?
No.
So that's the one when I ordered it and I got it and I used it for the first time. I had read the reviews. The reviews are highly entertaining. And they're all true.
Oh, wow.
So like, it's a very strong suction and vibration. Legit, I put it on my clit, and within 30 seconds, I had had the most powerful orgasm of my life.
Okay, but it doesn't turn off. There it goes.
You just have to hold it down.
I was like, what do you do if it doesn't turn off?
You just keep going. But it is by far the most amazing sex toy ever. And if you feel the need for penetration along with it, I was just doing a glass dildo with it because they're not attached, and you can actually like.
You still use a glass dildo?
Yeah, glass dildos are great.
I've never in my life actually experienced a glass dildo.
I like glass dildos. I like them.
But the silicone, I mean, that's why I don't like them in because the silicone sucks.
And it gets stuck to you. And like, even if you're lubricated, it doesn't always like go in easily.
No.
A glass dildo just slides right in. It's epic. And you can throw it in the dishwasher and clean
I was
it.
just about to say, is it dishwasher friendly?
It's totally dishwasher friendly.
You don't want that thing shattering in your dishwasher. You're just like, why is there a penis head in my coffee cup?
No reason.
Who put this in here?
But I think like if you want the double effect, do them separately and do a glass one. Like this is far more,
and you're not going to find, where's that black one? You're not going to find one of these with a glass attached to it.
No,
that's just
you're
like not going to be.
And that's going to, again, it gets stuck trying to get that thing in.
No matter how smooth y'all think this feels, it does not, it's not smooth.
It doesn't feel smooth. It's sort of like
stupid.
Stuck. It's not pleasant always. This one's really not pleasant.
Throw that one in the trash.
This one is like literally the worst thing ever.
Ask for a refund.
Do not buy this thing. Like it is the most technologically advanced vibrator I have ever seen. But like,
it's like good thought.
Good thought.
Probably made by a man.
Lots of thoughts. Well, and when I looked at it, I was like, well, that looks entertaining.
Painful.
Painful. Extremely painful. So yeah, don't go with that one. Stick with,
Stick with the classic.
Go with a Womanizer. Like that's my jam.
That's
and it's one you can
use
while you're having sex with your partner. Like you can still like use it and have, intercourse.
Yeah, people need to stop being scared about using them during sex because it really does help. And like, honestly, once you break that level of like discomfort that you might feel, honestly, like my relationship's awesome. Do I use a vibrator during sex? Yes, I do. Sorry, Mom.
I hear, right, exactly. Sorry, Mom. Sorry you're hearing all sorts of things you don't want to know about.
Get a vibrator.
But here's one of the things you oftentimes hear about women like not wanting to have sex with their partners or using it as like I'm, mad at you, so we're not going to have sex. If you were giving her enough orgasms, she was never going to hold that against you. Like that is never going to be a punishment because she's going to want to fuck all the time.
Right.
Like point blank, that's
what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And I mean, of course, there'll be times where she actually is too tired, but then you'll know.
Right.
Because she'll probably fall asleep on the couch.
Yes. We're actually dealing with exhaustion or a headache and not like she just doesn't want your penis near her.
Yeah.
And there is a difference.
All types of couples, too. You can use a sex toy for literally anything now. Yeah. Anything. I mean, there's people now, really. There's robots, which is just crazy. But
like, for instance, the Womanizer, wherever it went in the basket, it also works for nipple play.
Didn't think about that.
Yeah, it works great for that. So like, don't be scared of this. And like, seriously,
do your research.
Once you have women having multiple orgasms, they're going to want to fuck all the time.
It's to this day, people are just like, are they going to go have sex again? I'm like, I might. What's the problem?
What's the issue?
Jealous?
Exactly. So here's the thing that every woman is, tries to achieve or a man tries to achieve for a woman or should try to is squirting. Have you squirted?
Once.
Only once?
Once, but
Okay.
I don't think I don't think that's like my jam.
Okay. Well, it's a different type of orgasm.
Because when it happened, I was just like, oh, did you just come in me? And he was like, no,
that was you.
And I was like,
It's very surprising when it happens as a female because it's not something that all females have ever done.
It's not like in porn. Y'all.
No, it's definitely not like in
They
porn.
shove water up their vagina. And
Yeah,
then they just do
exactly.
it.
That's not what's happening. But I have found personally that the best way to achieve it and achieve it on a fairly regular basis is if you have an orgasm before penetration.
Okay.
Then have great intercourse. And then you have clitoral stimulation directly
After.
following it again. And
Oh, that makes sense.
Literally 9 times out of 10, that's going to get me to squirt.
See, I don't know if okay.
And it can be very simple.
Right. Quick. But like, homeboy takes too long. I'm done. I'm done.
That
I'm
is
tired.
true. Guys, when you're like really proud at how long you can pump into
tired.
me, you're kind of just hurting me at a certain point. There's this thing called chafing and ripping.
After 3 different positions, I'm usually pretty good.
I'm pretty good. But the thing is, so like one of the best methods is really weird. And it actually like weirded the guy out because he was like, I don't know what I'm doing.
What just happened?
Like what just happened? But after intercourse, he just like laid down on top of me and where his penis position was right on my clit.
Perfect.
And then he just sort of like moved
Yep.
and I was like, you got to keep moving. You
Don't
cannot stop. Do not stop.
Don't
He's
stop.
like, what am I doing? And I was like, I don't know, but it's pretty freaking amazing. And then I squirted and he freaked out because he had never made a girl squirt before.
He's probably like, oh my
And I was like, this is what you got to do, buddy. Like, this is what you got to do. But yeah, I think that's one of those things that a lot of people are like, don't actually think happen.
Right. Or I think it's like kind of how just some women do not come with penetration. I'm just like, some people just don't squirt. I'm like, I'm good.
Well, and I love when I hear some guys say like, well, is it just like an urban myth that women have orgasms? Honey, you're just not doing it right.
Shut up. Like,
just not
it's
doing
an
it right.
urban myth. And yes,
No, we
she's
have
probably
them.
faking it.
Yeah, she is.
We're very good at
to be
that.
honest, we're faking it a lot.
And that's a problem because you
That's
fake
a
it so
huge
much.
problem.
You're like, oh, I'm satisfied. And then afterwards you're like
And
rubbing one out and you're just like,
I think
okay.
a lot of women were sort of trained to fake it.
Yes.
Because I was always told like, don't embarrass the guy if he doesn't make you come.
You're stroking the ego.
And it's all about stroking the ego. And I'm like, well, literally, you just got off and I got nothing.
Oh, really?
And then you leave and I got to go pull out that vibrator.
I'm just now better at moaning now.
Yeah.
than
Really great at moaning.
I am than I was previously.
Very accomplished
It's
at this.
very good practice. if you
But
need
I'm
to learn
kind
how
of
to
at
fake
the
moan.
point in my life now where I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to.
No, if it's
Like
not
if
working,
you're not
don't
working,
do it.
and that's I think something we as women have not done. We have not addressed the fact that if it's not working for us, we are allowed
need
to
to
say
change it.
something.
Yep, just be like,
we're
hey.
allowed to say make an adjustment.
You're like, I like it better from behind.
Right.
Can you please? I don't want to be on top. I'm tired
Right.
and my knees hurt. Can
Right.
we just do this a little different?
Can we adjust positions?
It'll feel good for you no matter what, homie.
Right. Well, and that's the thing. Like you're gonna get off.
Yeah. Either at the end of this 10 minutes, 20 minutes, hopefully not more than an hour because that's exhausting. You're gonna come.
I mean, sometimes it's fun. Like if there's all sorts
If
of things
it's in
going
like a
on.
thing, yeah, it's like a thing.
If it's like a
day.
whole thing,
It's an activity.
Yeah, a full activity. Yeah. If you're just pumping me for an hour, dear God, please stop. I definitely had one of those guys, and he was very proud of himself, like with how long he could last. And I was like, literally, I had tears rolling down my face because it hurt so bad.
He was like, I'm done.
And he like didn't comprehend that this was not. And I was too scared and timid to be like, this hurts. Like this isn't like
I literally
pleasant.
asked my gynecologist because there was a while where it was happening so often because it was going for so long, and we did it like. It was like when we first started dating,
Yeah.
where I was like, okay, like, why does it hurt now, though? And
Yeah.
she literally said, you're going too hard too fast. She's
Yeah.
like, I know you're excited, but like,
you
you're
gotta
gonna
slow that shit
cause
down.
damage.
Yeah, that one dude, poor guy, I literally looked at him the next day when he's like, you want to have sex again? And I was like, no.
it hurts.
I really don't want to get pounded again. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and there could be a rip.
He kind of like, yes, that's
Or a
the other
tear.
thing. Legit,
Ugh,
you
that's the
can
worst.
rip them. And like, then like, you know, everyone knows what it feels like to get a cut. Like, that's in our vagina.
If you don't want your dick ripped, don't rip.
Like,
the,
don't rip my
pussy.
vagina. Thank you, though. I appreciate it.
Really don't want that.
No, not at all.
That's hilarious.
Not at all. So we discussed a little bit. She and I had a phone call last night when suddenly last minute she was suddenly going to be on my show. And we also discussed anal sex, which I think is one of those things that, again, is super, super taboo.
It is.
Not something that we talk about a lot. Nothing that we educate on. And some women are completely opposed to it, but like, you know, others are more open to it. Where do you stand?
See, I personally, and it's kind of crazy to me because I know that men have a prostate and they get pleasure out of it. So guys who like anal, good, awesome for you.
Rock on.
Personally, me, I can't go in there. It literally feels like someone is ripping my ears. Like, I don't even know how to describe it.
No, I understand. That's the feeling where like you're going to be lucky if you have balls after you've done it.
Oh, it was like shudder, crying, like, ow. Like, I know you, and I was like, it's not your fault. It's just not going to work. And we're going to have to figure something else out.
I'm one of those where it depends on the dude. It depends on the size and shape of his penis. And it depends on how much stimulation has been there before. If I am relaxed, we're more likely going to be able to perform that.
I can't put like a whole penis. I can do like a finger.
It has to be the shape of the penis. If they have too much girth, there's no way in fucking hell that thing's going in my ass.
No.
Like, sorry, you ain't going in. It's gonna hurt.
This will be great. This will work. We wouldn't do anything else with it anyway. But that's a lie. All size matter. It's about the motion of the ocean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, but yeah, I think, you know, it's one of those things that, you know, as women, a lot of guys pressure us to try to have anal. I don't think, you know, if you're not comfortable with it, don't fucking do it. Don't do it. Hell, I had anal this week, but like, it's one of those things, like, you have to know your body. You have to know what you're comfortable with. And, you know, if you're prepped for it.
And it's always, I always hear the same thing. It's literally like, if you're comfortable, if you have the right lube, and if it's the right size.
Yes.
Sometimes size isn't going to work, lube isn't going to work, and that's totally fair.
Cool.
And as long as you have to talk and be like, hey, by the way, I cannot do this.
Yeah.
And as long as it's not going to deal breaker for your partner, when it shouldn't be.
And it shouldn't be. You know, if you've got a dude who is forcing anything on you sexually, it definitely should not be. Like, you need to question this relationship.
He needs to understand that it doesn't feel good, and that should matter.
Yes, 100%. So thank you so much, Crysta, for coming on the show with me and talking about things that, like, we aren't supposed to talk about, but are kind of important. Right?
Kind of like a fish.
It does kind of look like a fish. Well, you know, hey. So anyways, thank you. This is not the only time we're going to talk about these subject matters. I have a couple other shows hopefully lined up that will, you know, continue to dive into this, because we don't talk about female pleasure, and it's kind of important. Like, ladies, if you're having sex, you should be enjoying it. You should be getting something from it. It's not just about procreating. And for those of us who don't want children, like, I'd still like to have sex, even though, you know, I don't want to produce a baby.
Yeah,
like,
there's no baby coming out of here either.
You know,
I'm still gonna get
we were made this way. We're one of the few species who are made to have sex for fun. So let's actually have fun with it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hope we didn't freak you out too badly.
Sorry,
like,
kids.
Oh my God. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. It was a lot of fun having you on air and talking about all this fun stuff.
Again, for having
Of course. Thanks, you guys.